All right, today we're going on an absolutely incredible journey. Not to some faraway place, but through a 9-meter-long factory that you carry inside of you every single day. Yep, we're talking about your digestive system. Let's get into it.
I mean, seriously, have you ever stopped to think about it? You take a bite of food, you chew, you swallow, and then what? It just kind of vanishes into this mysterious black box. Well, today, we're going to follow that bite of food on its wild ride.
Because that's really the best way to think about it. It's a factory, a super advanced, highly efficient biological factory that is perfectly designed to break down everything you eat, pull out all the good stuff, and get rid of the rest. It's just a masterpiece of engineering. And here it is. This is our map, the blueprint for the entire factory. This whole winding tube, from the very top to the very bottom, is called the alimentary canal. And yeah, I know, it looks like a crazy subway map, but don't worry, we're going to take it one stop at a time. But first, you have to appreciate the sheer scale of this thing. If you could stretch this tube all the way out, it would be about 9 meters long. That's taller than a 2-story building. And it's all packed neatly inside you. Why so long? Well, it's all about maximizing the time and the surface area to absorb every last drop of nutrition. It's just incredible. Okay, so every factory needs a receiving department, a loading dock, right? For our digestive system, that's the mouth. This is where food makes its grand entrance, and the first round of processing begins, both mechanically and chemically. And the first tools on the assembly line? Your teeth. We have 32 of them as adults, and they are not all created equal. They're a set of specialized instruments, each one shaped perfectly for its specific job. So check this out. Your incisors at the front are sharp, like little chisels for biting. Your canines are pointy, perfect for tearing. And then the ones in the back, the premolars and molars, they're the heavy machinery, the grinders. All of this chewing, or mastication, is all about one thing: increasing the surface area of the food to make the chemical part of digestion way, way easier. Now, while all that grinding and crushing is happening, the chemical assault begins, and we produce a lot of the first chemical agent. We're talking up to 1.5 liters of saliva every single day. That's just wild. So what's the secret ingredient in all that saliva? It's an enzyme called ptyalin, or salivary amylase if you want to get technical. This little chemical worker gets going immediately, attacking starches and breaking them down into simpler sugars. You can actually experience this. If you chew on a piece of bread or a cracker for a long time, it starts to taste sweet. That's literally ptyalin doing its job right there in your mouth. Okay, so our food has been chewed into a nice, soft, saliva-soaked ball. It's ready for the next stage of the journey, the plunge down the esophagus and into the stomach.
So how does it get there? It doesn't just fall down due to gravity. No way. It's actively pushed along by these incredible wave-like muscle contractions. The process is called peristalsis. Think of it like squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom up. It's a one-way trip, guaranteed.
You know that awful feeling when you choke and something goes down the wrong pipe? Well, our body has a brilliant, simple solution for that. It's a clever little flap called the epiglottis. Every single time you swallow, it automatically snaps shut over your windpipe, making sure the food goes down the right path. It's a simple but life-saving piece of design. And the food's destination is the stomach. You can think of this as the factory's churning acid treatment vat. Its powerful muscular walls contract to mix and mash everything up, all while bathing it in super strong gastric juice. This stuff is mostly hydrochloric acid, strong enough to kill off nasty germs, and it also contains an enzyme called pepsin, which kicks off the serious business of digesting proteins. After spending a few hours in the stomach, our food is now a soupy, acidic liquid called chyme. Now it's ready to enter the longest, most complicated, and maybe the most important part of the whole factory, the intestines. This is where the real chemical wizardry goes down. But the small intestine doesn't work alone. It gets some critical backup from a couple of neighbors, the liver and the pancreas. They produce their own special chemical cocktails and pipe them right into the very first section of the small intestine. So what do these juices do? Well, they're a tag team. Bile, which comes from the liver, isn't an enzyme. Its job is to act like dish soap on fats. It breaks big, greasy globs into millions of tiny little droplets. This is called emulsification. Meanwhile, the pancreatic juice is loaded with a whole arsenal of powerful enzymes designed to dismantle everything: starches, proteins, and those newly emulsified fats. And here's the result of that chemical 1-2 punch. The job that started in the mouth and the stomach gets finished here. Proteins get broken down even further.
Starches are converted into simple sugars, and fats are finally broken all the way down into their core components. These are the molecules our body can actually absorb and use.
Okay, so breaking down the food is only half the job. I mean, it's no good if all those awesome nutrients just pass right through us. Now comes the grand finale, the whole point of the process, getting that fuel into the system.
The inside of the small intestine is not a smooth pipe, not even close. It's covered in these huge folds, all designed to maximize the surface area available for absorption. But to see the real secret to its incredible efficiency, we have to zoom in. A lot.
And there they are. If you zoom in on the inner lining, you'll see it's covered in millions and millions of these tiny finger-like structures called villi. They create this massive velvety surface, and each one is packed with blood vessels, just waiting to soak up nutrients and ship them off to the rest of the body.
This quote really puts it into perspective. The source material tells us that because of these villi, the actual inner surface area of your intestine is almost 8 times larger than it would be if it were just a simple smooth tube. That is an amazing evolutionary advantage to make sure nothing useful goes to waste.
Now, whatever's left over, the stuff that couldn't be digested, moves on to the large intestine. Its main job at this point is water reclamation. It absorbs most of the remaining water out of the waste material, compacting it before it leaves the factory for good.
And that's it. That's the entire 9-meter journey. From a simple bite of food to a complex, multi-stage process of mechanical grinding and chemical breakdown, all happening in this incredible factory that's running 24/7 without you ever having to think about it. So I guess the only question left is, knowing how amazing this system is, what are you going to choose to fuel it with?